Hi, hello there. Let's make some sourdough rolls. So I have a recipe here that I'm going to be following, so sorry if I look down. So first we're going to want to mix together the starter, flour, water, and sugar, and I will make sure to put the recipe at the end of the video. And I've got some active starter that I made sure to feed this morning, and so it's just going to be 200 grams. Okay, and to this we want to add 370 grams of bread flour. Okay, and then it says 185 grams of water. Okay, and then it's just going to be a half a teaspoon of sugar. So what it says to do is just you want to mix this until it is well incorporated. It's probably going to be sticky and like a tacky consistency, which is normal. It's going to look dry, it says. Okay, I'm just going to give it a quick mix with my hand just to make sure the flour is all incorporated. Okay, and at this point we're just going to cover it and let it sit at room temperature for about 30 minutes, and then I will be back for the next step. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. So now it says to add the salt and the yeast on top of the dough, and then we're going to knead in the salt and the yeast and knead it for about 10 minutes until it is smooth and stretchy. So it's 1.5 teaspoons of salt and half a teaspoon of yeast. I just wanted to incorporate the salt and the yeast a little bit before turning it out onto my clean, dry surface. Okay, and it says just knead it for about 10 minutes. Okay, so it's a really good texture right now. I'm just going to knead it a couple more times, and then I will be putting it in a bowl, and then you want to cover it and put it in a warm place for about 60 to 90 minutes until it doubles in size. Okay, so just going to put the wrap on, and I will put this in a warm place, and I will see you back in the next part. Hi, hello there. Okay, so the dough has doubled in size, and it did take about 90 minutes. My house isn't super warm today, so it took the full 90 minutes. So now we are going to divide the dough into 8 around equal parts, as equal as we can get it, and then we're just going to shape them into little balls by pinching the bottoms together. And so I have a cookie sheet here with parchment paper, and I have sprinkled some cornmeal on here, and then we will just place the rolls on the parchment paper, and then I'll tell you the instructions at the end of this section of the video. So I'm just going to roll this out onto my clean countertop. So just kind of gathered the corners and pinched them into a little ball. Then I will put them on the baking sheet. Hopefully you can kind of see the process. I'm just kind of rolling it under like this, and then I'm flipping it over and just kind of pinching the bottoms together. So it creates a nice formed ball. Okay, so here are the 8 rolls, and so what it says to do is cover it with saran wrap, but make sure you grease the saran wrap and cover it over, and you want to cover them and let them rise again for about 45 to 60 minutes until they get puffy, and then we will move on to the next step. I forgot one thing it said to do before you cover it with saran wrap. So it says to take your lame and just kind of make just a little slash. Okay, now I'm going to do the saran wrap. Okay, it has been about 45 minutes that these have been sitting, so now I'm just going to gently remove the saran wrap. I've got a cup of water here. I have preheated the oven to 450, and let me show you what I did in the oven. So what you're going to want to do is oven rack, so you have one in the center and you have a pan on the one underneath it. You're going to put a cup of water, and then you're going to put your pan in there, and what this is going to do is create steam to help these bake, and it's going to help give the roll a nice chewy texture. So you're going to set the timer for 17 to 21 minutes, and then once they're nice and golden brown, we'll take them out of the oven and let them cool on a wire rack for 30 minutes before serving. Okay guys, I just pulled the rolls out of the oven. They look good on the bottom. I can't wait to try these. Okay, so these will cool for, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes, and then they will be good to serve. They smell so good. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video for how to make some sourdough rolls. You guys all have a great day.